Did you know that there are 5 stages of owning your MSP business? And after interviewing and talking to literally hundreds, if not thousands of you guys over the course of my career, I have learned so much, and I've been super fortunate to talk to people in every single aspect. And I want to make this video as a way to show you not only what's going to be coming next, but also give you tips, tricks, and things to look out for as you're going through this journey. My name is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com. We help MSPs grow, whether it's sales training, marketing, or even business operations. Before I get to today's video, I do want to mention, as always, and if you're listening on the podcast, MSP Heroes, in the video or podcast description, there are tons of super helpful links. I would highly recommend going and checking those out. We are adding even more resources to our resources page, growth-generators.com/resources, and there will be a link down below. And if you want to come hang out, the best way to do that is growth-generators.com/Discord. So let's talk about the 5 stages, because I think a lot of people don't really fully understand what goes into owning a business, and knowing where you're at is literally most of the battle. Now, the 5th one is really, really important. I would highly recommend hanging out all the way to the end of the video and not skipping, because as much as it is cool to just go to the end and say, hey, what's the secret sauce? At the same time, you have to love the journey. You have to go through it. And that's part of owning a business. It's not about the end result. It's actually about the journey to get to the end. And that's something super cool. And as you have gone through your business, the first thing is that startup stage, that startup phase. And that's really probably the hardest part. You see, a lot of people don't realize going from, let's call it binary, 1 or 0 to 1. That's a tremendous jump in the business world. You are starting your business. You might be a solopreneur. You might have maybe 1 or 2 people. You might have partners in there. And there's a lot that goes into this. This is you building the foundation of the business that you hope to achieve and grow to. Now, in the startup stage, there is going to be some kind of initial investment. You can invest time, you can invest money, or you can invest both, right? You want to make sure that you're investing in the right areas. That time, right? Because you only get so much of it. And that money, because money's pretty scarce in this stage, and you're probably going to do what every MSP does, and that's going to be throwing spaghetti at the wall. I know that sounds crazy, and this channel is literally designed to help you avoid throwing spaghetti at the wall. And if I could, I would grab a handful of spaghetti and throw it at the wall, but I'm pretty sure my fiance would murder me. You have to go through, and you're going to be figuring out a ton about your business and what you want out of your business, because the business that you might have dreamt about is not the business that you might build, and the business that you might build might not be the same one that you end up with in 5, 10, 15, or even 20 years down the road. And the most important part of this is learning through mistakes, trial and error, and then also building processes. You have to have, and this is the key foundation of growing a truly successful business. Actually, this part of the startup phase is going to literally lay the golden brick road for you to grow your business. I have seen it across every single MSP I've ever spoken to. Anytime I have the conversation, what makes you successful? What did you do right? And the answers are pretty much always the same. Now, they always vary from company to company, but it always stems back to that root startup phase that they were actually going through and what they did to give themselves the opportunity for success. Now, if you've made it this far, I want you to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and maybe that notification bell. But even more important, one of the big things that I've seen, and thank God I've appreciate everything of being a part of this, is the startups that invest in education and learning definitely move significantly further ahead and faster than any of their competition, more than just about anybody else. You see, you pay for learning other people's mistakes, and it's really important to do that. And you also pay for the shortcut to get from point A to point B as fast as possible. Now, if this is you, or you want to avoid all of the headaches and problems, especially if you're in the startup phase, there will be a link down below for the MSP Launchpad. It is designed to help you and start you out from not knowing what kind of MSP you're going to be, all the way to at least getting you into the point where you can say, I'm an MSP and I'm going to go start selling. And I think it's really, really important. Now, the second part is the growth stage. You have to grow. It sucks. Believe it or not, growing is super, super painful. I have never in any business met somebody that said growth was easy. I don't think that statement truly exists. If somebody says growth was easy, they're either lying or they did something so crazy that they're never going to tell a soul, in which case I think they're also lying. But you're going to be focused on a couple different areas when you're in the growth phase. After you have your processes from that startup phase, you're going to get into scaling your business. And this is the key. The best part about what we do as MSPs is actually being able to grow as our customers grow. The better we do for our customers, the more that they're able to grow. And as they grow, guess what? So does their bill, right? A rising tide lifts all ships, and that could not be more prevalent with the MSP industry. Next, you're going to be focusing a lot more on marketing and sales. You're going to have marketing and sales maybe not perfectly dialed in. You're probably still going to be working and trying to get as good as possible, but it's not going to suck as much. It's still going to be a challenge. You're still going to be figuring it out. You're going to be developing your brand identity. But this is a really important area. And you're also going to be doing things to diversify yourself from everybody else in the space. There's a lot of competitors out there. I don't even want to sugarcoat it. There are. If you Google IT company, computer repair near me, there are probably tons and tons of companies. How do you differentiate yourself through that process? One of the biggest things that I've seen is sales, marketing, and also changing up or offering different services than everybody else. You have to have some kind of specialty, a niche that you could focus out in that will give you the opportunity to actually go out and succeed. And then in that growth stage also, you want to start building out, right? We talked about the processes. Now it is about automation and being truly efficient. Hey, when a call comes in, what happens? Does it go to an operator who's going to, or a dispatcher who's going to divvy that out? Is it going to go to a help desk technician who might not be on the phone and might not be busy? Who knows? But that's the cool part about your business. You get to figure that out. You get to decide what is and is not the best thing for your business. And you have to keep thinking about that. When you fully do all of that and you've kind of gotten out of this growth phase, you're going to hit maturity. And maturity is kind of your adolescent years. And it could take years and years for you to get there. You might get there sooner than others, and you might get there later than others. Who cares? It's your race, and you're not racing against anybody else in there. But some of the things that you're going to have done at this point is you're going to have an established brand. You're going to know who you are, what you do, how you do it, who your dream customers are, all of that. You're going to probably start offering some more advanced services. You're not going to be sitting there saying, what can I offer that's different? You're going to say, hey, we have a SOC team. Hey, you know what? We want to offer threat hunting, whatever it might be, maybe pen testing. You want to start not only differentiating your stuff, but it is not only differentiated, it is significantly higher caliber than what anybody else is actually offering out there. And that's the cool part. You have the team, you have the employees, you have the staff, you have the resources to be able to get to this point. Think about it. You have this point have been in the industry for enough time to understand the entire startup phase, the entire growth phase, and you're finally at a point now, maybe where you could go, this was a rough journey, but we made it. Now we can start taking this to the next level. Not only that, but you are going to have with that, right, taking that to the next level, you need a really good team. You need operational excellence and not even efficiency. You need excellence. You are hiring some of the best people out there, whether that's marketing leaders, sales leaders, managers, help desk managers, whomever it might be, maybe C-suite, that entire C-suite, right? You might be hiring a CTO, you might be hiring a CMO, a CS, Chief Sales Officer, CRO. There's tons of names out there, but you might be building out that C-suite or promoting from within and getting them ready to not only, take over, but manage those people in a fantastic way that you can say, hey, wow, we put the right people in the right places, and we have been able to grow. It's no longer about you. It's about the team and having the team be the thing that carries the company. And it's truly magical. And when you see somebody, and I've been super fortunate to see people in this role, it is the coolest thing because they understand the trials, the tribulations, the hard work that goes into it from every avenue. And most of the time, these are the most humble people. And I truly, truly love hanging out with them. So you have maturity stage. Now you have to start thinking about a couple different things here. What's going to happen to the business? What are you going to do, right? Are you going to gear up for a sale? Are you going to pass it on to somebody? Are you going to ride it off into the sunset and just grow it as big as you possibly can? But you're going to hit a weird point where you have to begin to optimize the business. You're going to be optimizing every single thing because not only is it going to help you make more money, but it's going to lead to a ton of benefits for your customers. They're going to have the best possible experience when working with your business. You're going to have the best ability to offer those advanced services, whether it's pen testing, it could be even deployments of video surveillance, access control, something truly unique. But now you have a process. You're going to have a salesperson go out. You're going to have maybe an engineer, a sales engineer go out, spec the whole job, quote the whole thing out, build and give it to a project manager, and that project manager is going to take it and run with it. But the sky is really limitless at this point. You're also going to start building out massively strategic partnerships if you don't have them already. Things that could make your business excel even further. Maybe it could be getting proprietary software. It could be getting special offers from companies that other people normally wouldn't have access to. But this helps tremendously. One of your biggest focuses, believe it or not, is going to be your client relationship management. You want to make sure that your clients still love you because you're no longer picking up the phone or stopping in their office, and they might not even know who the boss actually is. You have to make sure that they have a fantastic experience from A to Z now. We're not talking about getting from A to B. A to Z, the entire thing has to be amazing for them to build truly raving fans. They don't get to speak to you anymore. And some of maybe the legacy customers might, but any of the new ones, they're not going to talk to the owner of the business. Unfortunately, that's part of it. And then last, you want to start figuring out on where else you can expand the business. Is it going into different territories, different markets, different verticals? There is truly a nearly limitless amount of expansion that you can have. And the only limiting factor in there is your imagination on where you can go help people in the MSP world. And the last and probably the most important part of this entire thing, to put a nice little bow on it, is the exit or transition stage. At some point or another, I know you probably love your business, but you're going to have to do something with it. You're either going to ride it off into the sunset, but at some point, you're going to have to give it to somebody else. You're going to have to sell it. Something is going to happen. You're either going to exit the business and sell it to a large company, or you're going to transition. You're going to give that to maybe a former employee, maybe one of your spouse, maybe your kids, whatever it might be. But there has to be an end of the road for you. I know it sounds crazy. You work so hard, you build this giant machine, then you give it away. But that's the beautiful part about it. It's loving the journey through this entire phase, right? And if you follow these phases, you build a company that you know everything about. You can value it. You can go through and say, hey, we're preparing for an exit, a sale. I need to bring in somebody who can fill my role. It's time I retire. I go do something else, whatever it might be. Hey, maybe it's buying a sailboat and sailing around the world for whatever it is. Racing cars, whatever it is. You will have all of the time and all of the money because you're going to be transitioning away from that business. It's called succession planning. What truly happens, what is going to happen afterwards. And it doesn't always have to be to a family member. It could be to a buyer or somebody else in there. And last but not least, you need to go through a diversification through this entire process, right? And you want to diversify your skill sets, what you're going to be able to offer, and really start to begin to think, what's next? That's the beautiful part about it. You're transitioning. You now have all of the time that you've always wanted, all of the money that you've always wanted, all of the skills, the hardest skills that you can't learn at an MBA, at a college, at a training, or anything else like that, right? And that's a challenge in itself. It's finding people maybe in that sphere. But that's the beautiful part about it. You work through all 5 of these stages and you get to build something that you get to look back and absolutely love. And that's the coolest part about it. So I hope you guys found some value in this video. If you're in most of these, I would say anything, even in the optimization stage, if you're looking to connect with other individuals in the MSP world, if you're looking for guidance, if you're looking to ping ideas off of people to get better and build your business, I would highly recommend checking out MSP Heroes. It is a membership that we put together, but it is growing like a weed, and you guys have absolutely been loving it. Other than that, I hope you guys get to go all the way through to the exit and transition stage, because truly the people that I've seen be able to exit their business, give the greatest stories, and see what it's like, it is truly an amazing experience. And other than that, I love the heck out of you guys. Appreciate you guys for watching this one. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Tell me a little bit about your, dog. Come hang out with us in the Discord. And I love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.